guys, it's Amber. Welcome to my channel. Welcome if you're new. Welcome if you are returning. I post bookish and home fragrance content, and I'm here today to share a tag with you. This is called the Reluctant TBR book tag, and I saw Tiffany from Beautiful Minutia post it first, and I was like, oh, that seems like a really fun one, so I'm doing it myself. I wasn't specifically tagged, and so I tag you if you feel like doing it too, or just leave me in the comments what your answers are. Okay, so this tag has to do with all those books that are on your TBR or should be on your TBR, but for one reason or another, you've been putting off reading them or may never get to them, that type of thing. So let's jump into it. So this first one is, and I'll hopefully remember to put the question down here for you guys. If not, I will have the list in the description as well. So number one, it was a soft DNF. So you're unable to finish it the first time, but you want to maybe try again. So for me, that answer is The House in the Cerulean Sea by T.J. Klune. I was enjoying it. I thought it was cozy. I thought the kids were really cute in it, but it came time to return it to the library because it was a library checkout, and I had other books that I was more interested in reading. So for me, I returned it. I didn't finish it, but someday I may get to it. I know the second book comes out this month, or did come out. So we'll see. We'll see if I ever get back to it. Okay, the second one is you read another book by the author and didn't enjoy it. So that one was kind of hard for me. Usually when it's an author that I just didn't like the book, especially if it was like the first book I'd ever read from them, it's hard for me to be like, oh, I still want to try again. Every once in a while I will. The one that I decided to go with, because the cover is beautiful, is The Darkness Within Us by Tricia Levenseller. I read her first book in the series, or I think they're kind of like standalone. The second book's about her sister. So the first book is called The Shadows Between Us, and I did read that a few months back, and it was only like a 2-star for me. So I'm not completely interested in reading the second one, but again, the cover is really pretty, and yeah, so that is my answer for that. Okay, number 3 is it's brand new, and you don't know when you'll get around to it. I decided to go with When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker for this one. Totally a book right up my alley, fantasy. Looks like it has some romance in it as well. But I have so many books, and it's a very thick book. So I'm not sure when I'm going to be able to pick that one up, but I am interested in it. It is on my TBR. So eventually, maybe when the next book comes out, so that there's at least 2 in the series that are available, then I'll pick it up possibly. So we'll see. Okay, number 4 is The Cover is Ugly. Now this one, the cover isn't necessarily ugly, but it does freak me out. It was on my TBR for Summer Book Bingo, but I actually ended up not reading it, again, because the cover kind of gives me the heebie-jeebies. I love this author, though, and it is The Familiar by Leigh Bardugo. I don't like scorpions, and so the cover freaks me out. And especially when I get most of my books from the library, it's not like I could take the cover off. And so I know it's weird to be freaked out by something like that, but it's a cool cover despite the scorpion on it, but still, yeah, that's what kind of has been preventing me from going ahead and reading it. Okay, then number 5 is it's a classic book that might be good, but you're not interested. So for me, I have had an inkling to read it, but still at the same time, I'm like, I kind of know the story already. Do I really want to take the time to read it? And that is Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. I've heard it's really good. I do love classic books. So maybe someday I'll get to it. But as of now, it's one where I'm like, well, I know the story and it's just not calling to me. So that would be for number 5. Then number 6 is It's Humongous and Intimidating. I chose 2 because I can't decide which one I'd rather read. And both have been ones I've been interested in. And that is War and Peace or Anna Karenina by Leo Tolstoy. Ginormous books. I've heard, that they're amazing, obviously. But I haven't gotten around to them because they're so large. Okay, number 7 is you feel like you need to read it from the hype, but you aren't that excited about it. So these I have seen all over BookTube and Bookstagram, and that is the Boys of Tommen series. The first one is called, what is it called? Binding 13 is the first book, and they're by Chloe Walsh. They're a romance type of novel, but a lot of like drama and stuff in them too. It's not like a cozy, cutesy rom-com type of romance or anything like that. And they are pretty hefty books. And so, I don't know. I feel like I should read them because I hear so many things about them all the time, but I probably will pass on them. So I figure that worked for that question. Okay, number 8 is you need to be in a specific mood to enjoy. So this is something that's happening to me like this year. Any mystery right now. So I've tried this past year, I've tried regular contemporary mysteries, I've tried cozy, I just tried historical. If you follow me on Instagram, I did put up a poll for my next book to read, and the book that was chosen was a historical mystery, and I ended up DNFing it after about 10 chapters. For some reason right now, I'm just not into mysteries, and I don't know why. It's just not what I'm into right now. I like watching mysteries. I love Sherlock Holmes. I loved the books when I've read them in the past, but just for some reason, yeah, I don't know. I'm just not in the mood. Okay. Question 9 is you're on the fence about continuing the series. There's a few that I'm like, usually if it's 3-star, I may get to continue the series. I may not. I may get to it. Usually if the book is a 2-star or below, obviously, I'm not going to read it if it's below a 2-star, but on the slight chance with a 2-star. So The Prison Healer by Lynette Noni, that was a 3-star for me. I liked it. It was good. There were some twists in it that really kept me interested, the ending especially. So I may eventually get to the next 2 books. I think it's a trilogy. But for now, I'm not feeling a big urge towards finishing. Okay, then question 10, it's been on your TBR for a very long time. So I went to Goodreads and I changed the date so I could see what was my very oldest book on my TBR. And that is The War of the Flowers by Tad Williams. And looking at it again, I was like, yeah, I probably won't ever read it. I don't know. It just doesn't sound interesting to me anymore. I put that on my TBR. It was like 2009. So that's how long it's been on there. So yeah, that definitely fits that question. Okay, question 11 is, it's a genre outside of your comfort zone. So I am not a horror, scary book reader at all. This is another Leigh Bardugo that I have been kind of tempted to read, and is kind of in that vein of genre. It's kind of scary. It's like dark academia, but I've heard that there's some like scary things in it. And it's called Ninth House. There's a second book out too. Can't remember what that one's called, but the first book is called Ninth House. So I've been tempted. I think I put it on my TBR, but I don't know if I'll get to it just because I don't know if I'm going to get up enough guts to actually read it. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Okay, question 12 is, despite owning it, you will probably never read it. And this can include an unhauled book or a library book that you returned. So my sweet husband bought me some books for my birthday months back when it was my birthday. And one of the books he got me ended up being it was like a dark romance. And he didn't know that, and I didn't know that until I started reading it, and I was like, no, sorry. And I felt really bad, but he's all, don't worry about it, you can return it. So I returned it, and that book was Scarred by Emily McIntyre, which was kind of like a reimagining of The Lion King, except people instead of animals. So yeah, it wasn't something I like reading. So that one works definitely for that. So next question is question 13. And that is, it's only out of obligation to a book club or friend's recommendation. So that would be probably another Frida McFadden book. I did read The Housemaid for Summer Book Bingo. It was fine. I had someone else recommend another one to me. So I kind of feel obligated, but I don't. I probably won't ever read another one of her books, to be honest. They're just not along the same lines as mystery. I'm not feeling mystery. I'm not a big thriller reader. And The Housemaid was good, but not my type of thing. Okay, next is question 14. Negative reviews have made you less excited. So this would have to be A Fate Inked in Blood by Danielle L. Jensen. Since it's come out, I don't remember what month. It came out this year. It looked really good. I was excited about it, and I will still read it, I'm sure, but there has been mixed reviews about it, and so because of that, I'm less excited. I'm not as like I have to go get it and read it as I was before reviews started rolling out. Okay, and then question 15, the last question, it hasn't come out yet. So this one, there's quite a few. I was like, oh, I could choose this, but I think I will have to go with Spectacular by Stephanie Garber. It is a novella in her Caraval series. Loved Caraval, adored and obsessed with Once Upon a Broken Heart, which is the follow-up series. And so when I heard about the novella coming out, that is a continuation of Caraval, I was like, yes, oh my gosh, I was so excited. So that one is probably the one that I'm most excited about. So that's it, you guys. And I tag you if you feel like doing it as well. Let me know in the comments or do your own video. I'd love to know what you are reluctantly putting on your TBR or, all those things. What you won't get to, what you may get to someday, I want to know all those things. So thank you for spending some time with me. I appreciate all of you guys. Please like and subscribe if you haven't yet. And until next time, TTFN. Ta-ta for now.